Harvard has some of the most beautiful, prestigious spaces of worship in the country. We cannot reduce religious identity and reduce worship to physical space. Because really, it's not about buildings. Buildings decay, they fade away, they rust. What I find so beautiful and wonderful about Harvard is the way that I see these students on a daily basis living out their faith, whether it's through serving with the Phillips Brooks House, whether it's tutoring in Dorchester. These are the spaces and places that religious identity is really being actualized.
It's so true to almost be a cliche that the years that someone spends in college are years of exploration and discovery and personal growth. And I think one of the things that can happen at a place like Harvard is people go into their classes and they're challenged with new ideas. And so spiritual life on campus becomes a place where students can really incorporate all of these ideas and theories and new understandings of the world into their understanding of what it is to be a human being on this planet, and into their understanding of what it means for them to grow spiritually as well as intellectually and academically.
I think there's this impression that Harvard is a place dominated by kind of a secular culture, but I think faith communities are really vibrant here. The Memorial Church is a place where people sort of feel like it's a spiritual haven here in the center of the yard. But I think it also happens, I've heard about students having really profound, meaningful spiritual experiences with conversations that they've had with their fellow students in the classroom, in the dorm rooms.
I would tell the students, don't be afraid, don't feel lost. Life is more than simply to just keep breathing. And I think what religions do is help us to remain alive, both mentally and spiritually, to live a meaningful life, a conscious life. And that is what I think religions can do, and Harvard provides a lot of opportunities to practice that way.
College is very often about our individual attainments, but our spiritual lives are really about what we share together in community. And that can happen so beautifully here in a way that is entirely rare and hard to achieve outside the university.
When you come to college, you're forced into this situation where you're living with people of all sorts of different religious and non-religious backgrounds. And that's a great opportunity for students to get to learn more about other people's faith and also to get in touch with what really matters to them about their own.
I come from a fairly secular Jewish religious background, and before I left, everyone was telling me, oh, you know, your Jewish identity is going to be challenged when you get to school, and it's going to be challenged by people who have never met a Jewish student before. But what they didn't tell me is you're going to be challenged by people who are Jewish also, and they're going to be challenging you to say, why aren't you practicing the way I do? What you have an opportunity to do as a member of a religious community is represent your identity in a way that challenges those around you, but it also puts you in a context to be challenged. And because of that, religious life is an absolutely vital part of the Harvard experience.
It's relatively new for women to be coming into these positions of influence in faith communities. Harvard's been a place where I've experienced women being embraced, women being challenged, women being taken seriously. And to be able to own our voices during this time is an exciting new adventure.
Harvard University is a very large campus, and it's easy to get lost. Not only lost geographically, but also lost in the hustle and bustle, the busyness of life. While we're seeking to grow, while we're seeking to expand, while we are pursuing veritas, we need something to hold us together in community. It's veritas and it's caritas. It's truth and it's service in love. And therefore, our faith traditions, that which we bring with us, whether you are Muslim, whether you're Christian, whether you're Hindu, these are the very things that bind us together into relationships that hold us and keep us grounded when the winds and the waves and the pressures of academic life come beating at our door.